Hey there, it's another beautiful day. Let's watch some stuff.
According to Snyder, the U.S. government signed an agreement in 1954 with extraterrestrials, granting them the right to experiment on humans and cattle in exchange for technology. This agreement was known as the Grenada Treaty, and it is a well-documented event. The original terms for this treaty were that only a small number of humans would be abducted. They had to be returned to their original locations, and their memories had to be wiped. The aliens were supposed to submit a list of the individuals they were taking to Majestic 12, a government overseeing committee. However, after a few years of this, it became clear that the aliens were taking far more humans than they had originally bargained for, which spawned the origins of the alien-human conflict that persists to this day.
Do you buy that? Because I totally buy that. You know me, I love alien stuff, and I totally believe that there is a very good possibility that governments are all in cahoots with these aliens, and they're like, yeah, sure, you could take 1,000 people, and then the aliens are like, we're just gonna do whatever we want because we can. And I think that's what's going on. So I was gonna do an update on what's going on in Florida, and as I was blowing through TikToks, so many sad things came up, and I just couldn't. So we're not gonna today. Sorry.
The state representative for soil and water conservation. I'm the first black man to be elected to this position since 1937, since the creation of soil and water. I worked in the field like this before, and because my breath. But this company is called a COD. What I mean is a chemical oxidant demand. They treat their own water. And the chemicals that they keep on property, sulfuric acid, MIBK, that would kill you. Everybody in Rockville County need to go to the doctor and check out your blood for toxins. Please get that out. They used to send me out every time, at least every other month. So, please. Next thing is, I asked for a federal criminal investigation. This is not the first time. This is the second time. I've been asking for this 3 weeks ago to Senator Alsop, Senator Warnoff, and Congressman Hank Johnson. Both of all the officers said they were going to do an inquiry and have the DOJ get involved. I had the HOA on the phone calls with me. 3 weeks later, okay, 3 weeks later, what we have? Fire. But they say it's an accident. Where's the MSDS? Yes. Where's the material safety data sheet? Where's the layout of the company? Why the chemicals were stored in a dry place? Why they didn't call out foam truck like they did in 2004? But they put water on the chemical that reacts. How are we going to solve this? We need a federal criminal investigation.
So, you all remember the fire that just happened in Georgia at BioLab, right? This man, he is Kenny Johnson, and he is the Rockdale County Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor. And he was there in front of all the state legislatures at this committee, basically telling them about all of these violations that BioLab had committed. They were not following proper storage protocols, and you heard him. Right after that happened, he walked out of the room, collapsed, and passed away. Now, my conspiracy brain, of course, along with other people, says somebody did that to him, right? I don't know. I think it's kind of a crazy situation.
It's just categorically false. No, Biden did not take female relief money to use on migrants. So FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's Emergency Food and Shelter Program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
Busted. Yeah, you totally did that. Way to go, Mr. President. My sister-in-law, Terry, sent me that. Thank you so much, Terry. The reason she sent me that, because it looks awfully familiar. Building 7, anybody? Hey, thanks so much for stopping by today. If you're having a good time, won't you hit that like button for me and consider subscribing? Then come back tomorrow, because I'm making a new episode every day.
You need to hecking Google Project 2025. Huh? What's that? Justify my actual political positions? No thank you, sweetie. We don't do that here. Project 2025 is much like The Handmaid's Tale insofar as it isn't actually real. It is a work of abject fiction that liberally minded women will demand you read with horrific irreverence. Like, oh my goodness, Google this, Google that. Google what a think tank is. Look up what that is, because you are woefully ignorant, Samantha. Okay? Project 2025 is not the Republican agenda. It has not been codified, no one's voted on it, no one said this is going to happen. People have actually said the exact opposite. But you know what has been codified? Do you know what's actually official? The actual Republican agenda that you can Google right now, sis. No one ever tells you to do that, though, and why is that? Because Project 2025 is a policy paper from a third-party think tank. I don't even know how to describe this in like non-political science terms. Looking to a think tank for official government policies, like going to Grimes' blog to see what Kamala Harris is going to do in the next 4 years. It's insane.
So about a week ago, I was hanging out with my mom, and she said she wasn't voting for Trump because she was afraid of Project 2025. Yeah. And my mom is a simple-minded individual, and she is pretty impressionable. She is the target of the left. And they throw this out there like, oh, this is fact. This is what's going to happen. But no, it's pretty much just a suggestion.
You say that the latest human quest is immortality and divinity. We're all trying to be superhumans. Is that actually happening?
Yes, in places like Silicon Valley, equality is out, but immortality is in. Everybody's talking about immortality. Google has just established 2 or 3 years ago a sub-company called Calico, whose stated aim is to solve the problem of death. We've solved search, now we'll solve. And they are not the only ones. And basically they are saying death is not some metaphysical phenomenon. We don't have to wait for the second coming of Christ in order to solve it. A couple of geeks in the laboratory can do it.
Are they doing it?
Yeah, they are investing billions in that. Not only them, but all over the world. Basically, there are 3 ways. You can use biological engineering to change the human body, to speed up natural selection. You can use cyborg engineering, which is combining organic with inorganic parts. And you can create completely inorganic life forms. It will be not only the greatest revolution in history, it will be the greatest revolution in biology ever.
Will we still be human?
Not in the sense that we understand humanity today.
I found another clip. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to share it. It was unshareable. Basically talked about how Google is in cahoots with Ancestry. You know, Ancestry, right? You send them your DNA and they have it forever. But they're tracing like these lineages and finding family groups that live longer. And I don't know if they're planning on like starting their own dating website or something and try to hook these family groups up to have extended lives. I don't know. Either way, it sounds freaking crazy.
In modern times, we've come to know them as the grey aliens, mysterious beings frequently reported in UFO sightings and abduction stories. They are cold, emotionless and biologically strange. But what if they're not what they seem? Could these grey aliens be more than just extraterrestrials? What if they are artificial biological suits, engineered not by aliens but by the fallen angels as vessels for the spirits of their offspring? The spirits of the Nephilim, disembodied and seeking a way to reclaim their physical forms, may have found a solution. These grey aliens could be nothing more than biological shells, bodies without souls, waiting to be inhabited. To survive in our world, they need more than just these crude suits. Human abductions and cattle mutilations may be part of their dark agenda to perfect their vessels. They need something only living beings possess: DNA and blood. The Nephilim spirits may be creating a way to walk among us once again.
I've never heard that theory before. That is really cool. While I was watching that, my brain put together a whole bunch of different theories, and bear with me here a second. I'm going to try and make this make sense. I'm super excited. But there's the theory that aliens are us from the future. And we just watched Harari talk about how they want to combine genetic material with non-genetic material. What if we did that? And they came back and they're trying to fix something that they did wrong, and that's why they're taking people. I don't know. That's weird. Okay, I'm working on it. That's crazy. I love it.
Now, do you really believe that these elaborate places were just built with hammer and chisel? And look at the other buildings around these elaborate buildings. Why is it that they're so plain? Now, to me, there had to have been a more technical, advanced society that just left all these cathedrals and buildings behind. Because think about it, look at the level of detail with all these different videos and these old cathedrals and buildings, and all of a sudden we just leave that and start designing everything differently. These buildings have had to have been here way before we were. Now, of course, this video is for entertainment purposes only, but you can tell the level of difference between then and now.
Oh man, we haven't talked about the Tartarian Empire in a minute. But I think he was alluding to those actually being left behind by previous advanced civilizations, which I think is just as awesome. Because the skill and craftsmanship that went into those beautiful buildings couldn't have been done with just a chisel and hammer. The precision is it's mind-boggling.
Is TikTok in trouble again? Yes, the answer is yes. 14 states' attorneys general have filed lawsuits claiming that TikTok is designed to be addictive to children and harms their mental health. California Attorney General Rob Bonta said they've chosen profit over the health and safety, well-being, and future of our children, and that is not something we can accept. TikTok joins Instagram and YouTube in a growing number of social media companies accused of contributing to the growing youth mental health crisis in the United States. So do you think TikTok is addictive? Personally, I can stop anytime I want. Let me know in the comments and follow for more tech news. Thanks, bye.
It's interesting that they're bringing up addictiveness in children in regards to TikTok when there are things like the Hershey Company or Nestle Co. or Coca-Cola or C&H, for crying out loud. Those things are just as addictive. Candy and sweets and processed foods, those are just as addictive, but we're going to leave those in. That's just fine. They're a lot more dangerous to a child than screen time.
TikTok has a massive problem. It's no longer the platform that we once loved. Just a couple months ago at the beginning of May or June, something happened with the TikTok algorithm that changed everything. Before that, you could post value-based videos, give out tips or comedy sketches, whatever it may be. I gained almost 100 million views at the start of the year just doing that. But then when May or June came, something changed within the algorithm to now only serve you like 4 styles of content. And that's either trending content, random stories or fun facts, TikTok shop videos, and live streams. And I even put this theory to the test this week. All of my value-based videos where I give out tips to people are lucky if they crack 10K. But before the algorithm changed, I would be at 10K within like 5 hours. But just like I said, I ran a test, I created some trending content, I posted it, and that video did almost 800,000 views in less than 24 hours. I've seen dozens of creators with well over 1 million followers struggle to have their videos break 10K. And I honestly think that TikTok knows trending content will make them more ad money. And that's honestly what I feel TikTok has become. They're just in it for the money. Maybe they are actually scared that this ban is going to happen and they're milking as much as possible out of the Americans. This isn't the platform that I once loved, but I'll still be here every day creating content.
Another thing that TikTok has been doing lately is censoring. I get 99% of my content from TikTok, and I will take a piece of a clip along with my reaction and repost it to TikTok, and it'll get pulled down. And I wonder if that's because I don't have a lot of viewers. Maybe if I had a lot more viewers, it'd be like, oh, let it ride. I don't know. It's weird.
0 point energy, or what Nikola Tesla called radiant energy, is the most profound and transformative gift that the quantum world offers us. The seemingly empty vacuum of space is actually a roiling sea of virtual particles fluctuating in and out of existence, and all those fluctuations require energy. If we could tap into this energy source, we would unlock a virtually unlimited reservoir of clean, free energy. Extraterrestrial spacecraft are known to harness zero-point energy.
U.S. scientists is understanding what this was an energy device that used zero-point energy. That's what they referred to as zero-point energy. And it was connected in such a manner that this device could power, from very small a flashlight or a very small watch up to a city. And power was determined by what the demand on it was.
The implications of free energy go far beyond bringing monthly electric bills to zero or running a car without gasoline. Most of the cost of making anything, from growing food to building a skyscraper, is the energy of pulling raw materials out of the ground, shipping, processing, shipping again, and so on. If the cost of energy goes to zero, the cost of agriculture and manufacturing becomes negligible. Other critical solutions, like water desalination to end drought or air purification, both of which are prohibitively expensive due to energy costs, would suddenly become viable in a free energy paradigm. A new world where humans live in perfect harmony with nature is possible within our lifetimes. But this would mean the end of oil, gas, and coal, as well as the centralized power grid, and the global macroeconomic system, which will stop at nothing to protect the hundreds of trillions of dollars at stake.
The most important words of that entire clip are the hundreds of trillions of dollars at stake. And that's the only reason why we can't go to zero-point energy.
Well, Vice President Harris and some members of the media are complaining that people are asking hard questions about the Biden-Harris recovery to Hurricane Helene. They say it's a new conspiracy theory. I'll concede that we need some new conspiracy theories, but it's because all the old ones turned out to be true. Conspiracy theories up something like 37-0.
And there are some seriously juicy conspiracy theories happening right now.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they found 2.34 billion tons of neodymium in Wyoming? You know, a magnetic mineral which is pretty vital to computer technologies. Wouldn't it be crazy if Chariot Mining just found the first hard lithium deposits in Wyoming in the last month or so? Wouldn't it be crazy that while all these hurricanes are going on, there is a massive wildfire engulfing the mountains of Wyoming right now, which has burned over 78,000 acres? Wouldn't it be crazy if the media appears to be just ignoring the fact that there is this massive fire in Wyoming? Wouldn't it be crazy if Chariot's stock price has gone up nearly 40% in the last month? Wouldn't it be crazy if these massive fires are only 45 minutes away from Black Mountain, the main project of Chariot Mining Company? That would be crazy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would totally be crazy.
2 teachers from a Texas elementary school have been suspended following allegations that they gave students sleeping stickers designed to induce sleep. The incident, which took place on September 24th, 2024, has sparked outrage among parents. A parent reported that her child received a sticker featuring a moon, stars, and clouds from a teacher during nap time. Several other parents also confirmed their children received similar stickers. The school district quickly removed the teachers from the classroom and placed them on administrative leave, pending a police investigation. The district emphasized student safety as a priority, while parents expressed frustration over being informed 2 weeks after the incident. The investigation is ongoing. Parents are now left questioning the extent of the situation, wondering how long this alleged practice had been going on, and whether other students may have been affected. The incident has raised concerns about transparency and trust within the school system, with many parents demanding answers and accountability. As the investigation continues, the school district has reiterated its commitment to student safety, vowing to take all necessary steps to address the issue and ensure it doesn't happen again.
What the actual F is going on? That is crazy. Why would they do that? What the hell were the teachers doing that they needed all of the children to be really asleep? That's just not right. I don't even know why they became teachers in the first place.
All right, here's a quick tip. You know those paper straws that are really good for the environment? Well, the glue that holds it together is extremely toxic.
Just give me a second.
A few moments later.
Oh my God, people, he was right. Studies show that 90% of paper straws contain a chemical called PFAS, also known as forever chemicals. And this chemical has been linked to high cholesterol, thyroid disease, reduced immune response, and certain cancers.
If you live somewhere where paper straws are the thing, it's because somebody put a plastic straw in a turtle's nose and took a picture. And then they're like, we need to get rid of all of the plastic straws. But no, now they're just like, here's some poison. Save the turtles and to hell with everybody else.
The reason that all your computer screens are blue lit, the reason none of them are red lit, the reason none of them pay attention to circadian biology is because that original technology was developed in a government program that Bobby Kennedy knows about and I happen to know about because I went to medical school at LSU. For those of you who've never heard about Operation Paperclip, you think it's all conspiracy theory. So at Tulane Neurology and Tulane Neurosurgery in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, the CIA started a program there where they would do all these crazy things to monkeys. And the CIA wanted to see how they could control things utilizing different things like drugs and things like that. Where the neurosurgeons got involved, which is my clade, we would drill the tops of the heads off, put wires into the thalamus, put electricity in there, and kind of see what kind of behavioral changes we could have. One of the guys that was in that program was a guy named Professor Delgado. He got the idea to take it in a bigger animal. When he saw that we could control the behavior with the wired device, he said, what if we do it wirelessly? So he checked it in monkeys and checked it in bulls, and it turned out you can do it wirelessly with RFID chips and semiconductors. And the CIA took it to the next level. They said, well, since this is electromagnetic radiation and they begin done wirelessly, what if we did it through light through screens? And it turns out you can. And that's the reason why all your computer screens have the frequencies they have.
That's why I think commercials are actually a thing, because they've already got this technology that's just frying your brain while you're watching the TV. Might as well throw some other subliminal stuff in there as well. That's why they pay so much to put their commercials on certain shows. Ooh, that's good.
I found something alarming today. So you know that journaling app that was downloaded to all of our phones if you have an iPhone when you got your phone updated? Well, I was just like in my privacy and security settings today because I was fixing something else. And in the privacy and security settings, it was like journal suggestions. And I was like, I want journal suggestions. Like, that's so exciting. I click on it and there's already a setting that's toggled on and it's like discoverable to others. It allows people to discover you based on if they're nearby. Turn that shit off. I don't know who in their right brains are making apps and downloading them instantly to someone's phone and turning on that they are discoverable to people who are nearby, and it's an app that is catered to women. Okay? I have some real beef.
Journaling isn't just for women. Don't be a victim, honey. It's for anybody who wants to journal. I'm going to show you how to get rid of that app real quick. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into your settings on your iPhone, and then after settings, you're going to go down to privacy and security right there, and then you're going to scroll down to journaling suggestions. And I actually deleted the app from this phone, but it will say on there that it can be discoverable. Sorry about the light glare, but yeah, and then it's off.
Here we see the Cybertruck has formed a peculiar symbiotic relationship with the larger flatbed trailer species. Evolutionarily disadvantaged, the Cybertruck has come up with a clever way to transport itself long distances. By attaching itself to the flatbed trailer, the Cybertruck can reliably move about without risking injury to its fragile exoskeleton or internal organs. What the flatbed trailer gets in return for this kindness, science has yet to discover.
The Cybertruck is so ugly, and I thought that would be a perfect way to end it today. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Please come on back tomorrow. We're going to watch some new stuff. I'll say different things, and it's going to be fantastic. Until then, have a wonderful day.